This is Get Inspired with Dr. Barb show. Hello, everyone. Hello, our wonderful audience. This is again Get Inspired with Dr. Barb, a show like nothing out there, because on this show you can meet some incredible people who are doing a lot of amazing things in education and to improve education. And some of them are doing the coolest activities with dogs and other therapy animals. And today I have absolute pleasure to welcome Sandra and Eva, and they have a project. Thank you for waving to our audience and to me.
From
And they
India.
have exactly, and they are connecting from India. And I almost forgot to say it because this is very special itself. And for some reason, we have an incredible connection. Like I can see them crystal clear. I can hear them crystal clear. So it's working very well. And they have a special project. It's called Woofers, Snow and Sky. And they will tell us about this project. I'm just so happy to be able to connect with them, really. Hopefully they can also show us their dogs. They are around. They're already a little bit tired because in India right now, what time is it right now, Eva and Sandra?
7.
But you're not in bed yet, so we are lucky.
But we
Welcome.
need to say we have 40 degrees outside, so it's very hot.
Oh my goodness, we don't have 40 degrees. I am connecting from upstate New York, so we had a little bit of snow today, actually, just a little bit.
Wow. But
It's kind of
we
like
miss terribly here. Snow.
it's already
No,
spring
we
here,
have snow. We have our snow.
but you know how it is because you are originally from Europe. So, if possible, we would like to hear from you how you ended up there in India. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much. So actually I am from Slovakia and I came to Mumbai for work, and there I met my husband. So and then I'm here from last
16 years. Wow. And Eva, you had the same story?
Slightly different. I came in 2006 and to India. I came first to Bangalore, and actually I met my husband online, and I came here. We got married, and then we shifted to Hyderabad. And after 10 years living there, I got one job opportunity in Ahmedabad in Gujarat, and I came here now. And that's after a couple of years again, I met Sandra.
Wow, this is so awesome. So it's a little similar, but the fact that you met being from the same region from Europe, right? It's kind of coincidence, but actually it's not because it was meant to happen, obviously.
Yeah, it was destiny, I can say.
Exactly. I believe in it more and more. And now you've got this incredible project because this is, I mean, you're not two people with one therapy dog or with two therapy dogs, but you have something bigger going on, and it's called Woofer, Snow and Sky. And you could tell us about this project, how many dogs you have, what types of dogs you have, and what you do with them, how you include them in your practice. Yeah, it's probably a lot to say.
Start.
Yes, so Sky, who is part of Woofer Snow and Sky, she was along with Snow. These were actually the first two therapy dogs that we started our project with, basically. And Sky is actually a mixed breed, and I adopted her from the local shelter in Hyderabad when I was working there at the local shelter as a volunteer.
Wow.
That time there also I met somebody from Animal Angel Foundation who came just to have a look at the dogs there, and she thought that Sky actually has the potential to become a therapy dog, but nothing actually worked out there. There was never a project there in Hyderabad that started off the ground. So many years later, when I came to Ahmedabad, and again that topic came up of animal assisted therapy, and then I brought Sky. She was already much older actually, and I got her assessment done, and she was still very much ready to be a therapy dog, basically, and that's how it started. And then a few years later, after Sandra and I already were working with, we started Woofers, Snow and Sky. I got one second dog because Sky was getting old. So I took one rough collie. I bought one rough collie her name is Sandy. And when she was 1.5, I also got her trained and certified as a therapy dog.
Wow, so I didn't know. So it started with rescuing dog from the shelter because sometimes people ask, like, can a rescue dog be a therapy dog? Some people think that there are only certain breeds, and it's
Well,
hard to. Yeah,
yes, Barb. Actually, what happened, I have at home, I had three more rescued dogs, but none of them. And that time I had one golden retriever also. So that lady from Pune, she checked actually all my dogs that I had. I had like 4 or 5 dogs that time. Sandy was not there. She was not born yet. And only Sky was actually the only one who she thought had potential. The other dogs, one was a golden retriever, the other one was a Spitz, and then two local dogs from here. But they did
yeah,
not fit the bill. They were not interested. They were not liking to meet other people and all. Sky was the only one who really was so happy to meet other people and get attention from them, pay attention to them, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's such an important part. And any dog, any breed, can have this kind of demeanor. Uh,
Yes.
it's
But
not so much. Yeah,
when I adopted her, that time, actually, I did not have the intention for her to, that was not why I adopted her. She was just part of my family. And
yep,
then, just by chance, actually, I got to know this. And then later, it came back. And then finally, yeah, the stars were aligned, and she became a certified therapy dog when she was, how old she was?
totally.
8
I
years.
mean,
Yes.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get our dog to think about therapy dogs, but to have her as a therapy dog. But I'm thinking, like, right now, if I
You-
was going to here we go, we can see the dogs. And what's the name of
This is
what's
Sky
the
and this is Sandy.
this is Sky and this is Sandy. Look how Sandy is smiling. Oh my gosh. How old is Sky now?
Sky is now 13 and a half, and Sandy 4.
Wow.
So Sky is
Very
actually
good.
retired.
Yeah.
Although she still would like to meet, but she does not have the physical energy level anymore to, she will get tired very quickly. So I don't want to
Yeah.
in the sessions.
Exactly. We just have to like watch for like the signs when they like kind of you maybe a little bit too slow and too easily to get tired. Mine is 9. She's still doing pretty good, but again, I just don't do it daily, right? So that helps too. So this is just amazing, and I know that mostly you include your dogs in with children in school, but is that the only way you include them? Is there other ways they
We
help others? Yeah,
Yeah, we also go once in a week, once in 2 weeks to the elderly home, and it's a retirement home. And it's actually also an NGO basically. And already for more than 3 years, we are going there on a very regular basis. So we have seen some change in some people because many of them, they actually have some issues with cognitive skills and
yeah,
also the dementia. Some of them are
hmm,
having dementia or other issues. And by doing regularly activities and also by regularly meeting the dogs, we've seen some very much positive signs. And also, we keep pictures of the dogs there so they can actually see them, they talk about them, and
yeah,
they know when we are coming. Some reason we are not able to come, they feel like, oh no, they're not coming. So they really look forward
yeah,
when visit basically.
totally. And I'm sure that over several years, you have witnessed some incredible situations when it was obvious that the dog's presence and interaction with the dog did something amazing to either the child or a person. I mean, these stories are every time you take your dog somewhere, you can see that something is happening, something really different than if the dog was not there. But I'm sure there are stories of situations when you noticed some incredible sort of changes in people or in children. If you could take us back to one or two such stories that were like really very powerful, that would be great.
Yeah, one story. For example, that is already a couple of years ago. There was one boy who was very, very scared, but really terrified, of dogs. And by doing regular and small activities, short sessions, slowly he kind of opened up and he became more comfortable. And yeah, after 2 3 months he was actually all of a sudden the button was reset and he was good with all the dogs. So it actually had an impact just by getting small positive impressions and
Hmm.
experiences. It actually made an impact, but he had to cross one big border. It was a big barrier, and once he crossed that barrier, he was like, it just fell off him, the fear, and obviously it has a big
Yeah.
impact for him, because now in India we also have lots of community dogs, street dogs on the road. And it can, if somebody is really afraid, then especially a child, he or she will be bound to the house, will not be able to come out of the house. And so if you don't have that fear, then the world is open again. You can go where you want. You don't have to think, oh no, there will be dogs here and there, or I go to my friend's house, there is a dog, or, they can be
Yeah.
relaxed and
Hmm.
they get more confident. And also, the thing is, if they overcome this, the kids will also have confidence later in life, because obviously in life you will face many challenges. And
Yeah.
I think it's a big step up.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
It
I also
really is
can say
amazing.
about,
Yeah.
yeah, I also can say, for example, one example, as I mentioned, I just recently came from holiday where my dogs was actually on the holiday. They was not at work.
Yeah.
And even there they was still doing the job for what they was meant to be, like for example, I was on the beach, we was playing, they was in the water, and there was one mother with the two kids. One was around 8 years old and one was something like 3 4 years old. And
Hmm.
her older sister, she comes to me and she wants to play with the dogs and keep throwing the toy in the water. I say okay, so they was playing, and the younger one was slowly coming closer to us. So it come closer to the water because we was in the sea, how the water was coming already on the beach. And the mother was so impressed. She come to me and she said, oh my God, I'm here from last 2 days. I'm trying to get her in the water. But my daughter is so scared. She was so scared. She was not able to come even near. She was so far on the beach inside. She said just because of these dogs, because she wants to play with them, she
Yeah.
actually get into the water because she wants to take the toy and throw for them. So here also we can see like how the dogs motivate and also redirect your mind or your impression of some things. You forgot about the problems, you forgot about the fears around you,
Hmm.
and you just focus actually on that miracle what you have in front of you.
That's really awesome. Like you said, all of a sudden your fears are a little bit on the back burner because you kind of more into following what the dog is doing or imitating what the dog is doing because you are
Yeah.
interested in what they're doing. So this is absolutely amazing, and I can see definitely how for children it will be really good, but also even for adults, right? Their mind also will something will draw attention to the dog and draw attention away from the problems, from the issues, and all that. We know that. Amazing. And I wonder if we can still share some more situations like that if we have time. But I wonder if you could tell us about one very simple activity or not as simple that you think someone who has a therapy dog could do it in the classroom, or maybe if there is a teacher listening to us and they have a therapy dog coming in, but they would like just get some more ideas about like what else we can do in the classroom. And I know that you're doing a lot of things with your dogs. If you could share an activity like that, if you could basically teach us.
So actually, I can say, yeah, like our dogs know a lot of tricks. So it's of course it's very easy to
Yeah.
add them or create any activities accordingly to that. But if you want any advice for someone who not have that well trained dog, so the if you see the very strong instinct of the dog, it's sniffing, is the nose. So any dog, even if it's not trained, it's very easy to use his nose or her nose. So how we can add this easy trick, I can say what every dogs can do, it's to start doing the sniffing work. So with the sniffing work, you can create a lot of different activities where you just hide the treats in the different kind of things. And accordingly to that you can make different kind of activities. Like for example, I can say we make in the butterfly very hungry caterpillar story. So we create from the cloth, we make a butterfly where it have wings. We hide the wings inside. It's a caterpillar. And now the kids need to open the wings. They will take the pompons. They will color it, the butterfly with the pompons. They are using the hand, so they need to pick up with the one hand and putting in the butterfly. So they're using the fine motor skills. They're using the imagination, and then they take the trees, they hide trees everywhere, and then we release the dogs come and they can pick up the treats. Or like you can make your own different sniffing games where it's just very easily pick up, let's say, 4 or 5 basket, and in each basket you put different material. You can put leaves, you can put stick, you can put cloth, you can put stones,
Yeah.
you can put balls, whatever you like, different material. But again, it's a sensory activity for the children because they touch different feel. They need to hide the treats in the different baskets, and then again you release the dog and let the dog pick it up. So this kind of sniffing work, you can really make a lot of different kind of activities, and it's easy because this any dog can do. It's like nothing very hard to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So let's say, and you can connect it with like math or anything like that. I'm doing something like that too. I mean, the dog can sniff all these treats hidden in the classroom. It's very easy to hide them, and the children will have just like so much fun. I mean, seeing the dog
Yeah.
trying to find the treats right itself. It's a lot of fun. It can be a way of giving children even a break in that way. It's like a structured
Mm,
break, right? Where they're not just freely roaming around the classroom, but it's a structured break. I'm thinking even like they can even each takes a notebook, because I'm just thinking how you can connect it to writing. Each takes a notebook and observe, let's say if this was Sandy, right? Or another dog. Observe Sandy sniffing out the treats in the classroom. Take your notebook and take some notes, which treats she finds, which she doesn't, and what she does. Like I'm thinking they can observe, and they can like engage in some kind of writing. In that way they will not even think, because as you know, I'm sure too, many children don't like to write, right? Asking them to
mm,
write, it can be a big problem sometimes. It really can. So it's like, let's take notes on how dogs find the treats, something like that. Or what do they do to find the treats? Where do they go? So we can teach them how to take notes, or they can then count, pay attention to all the treats that the dog sniffs out, looks for, and write down how many he or she found, right?
yes.
And that way, and how many she didn't, something like that. So you can like really connect writing and math, and just like you said, easily way of using the dog's ability to sniff things out. They don't have to know a lot of tricks. You're right,
Yeah,
some
exactly.
dogs know a lot of tricks, right? Your dogs know a lot of tricks, but as you know, and here in the United States too, therapy dog training certification, tricks are not a part of it at all. because
Mm.
you're going to hear that, well, the dogs are not supposed to do tricks, right? They're supposed to be therapy dogs, but there is other ways of including dogs, and another organization that is international too, and but stationed in the United States, when they include dogs in a more playful way in and some other animals. So actually tricks would be useful, or at least using the dog natural ability to sniff things out. You can connect to writing, you can connect to math and any other subjects, even with biology, I guess, because you can talk about how is this possible that the dog can sniff it out and we can.
Yeah,
I love it.
all these things even we explain to the kids. Like for example, we have the blocks where we make the house for the dogs, and then the kids need to hide or in that blocks the treats, and then we release the dogs. Kids release the dogs because the dogs need to wait, and they need to loudly say, for example, Snow, okay. When they say that, Snow will stand up and start searching for the treats. And when she's sniffing the treats, she make very loud sound. She will be sniffing and making that sound. So I will always tell kids quiet, and slowly everybody need to listen what sound Snow make and copy her. So we will also make the same sound like with the nose, where actually we are doing the breathing exercise. And as you know,
Wow.
okay, these things they are not teaching in India, but these I have from Europe, as you know, because you are also from Poland. Many kids, especially when they are very small, they don't know how to blow their nose. They don't know how to use the tissue and blow the nose. So usually you will always see the noses running, and they will be
Yep.
doing like this everywhere.
Okay.
And so yeah, so this is the amazing exercise for them, for the children, to teach them how to blow their nose. Because if they learn,
Wow.
so then after that, when they do like that, the nosy come, you give them tissue, you show them, and then slowly of repetition is very easy way just to imitate the dog to clean the nose. So our each activities is create or built in the way that is really make beneficial or put actually in the real life scenario. It's not just like
Yeah.
randomly we just do something. Or for example, we have the activity like the dog drink water. So they drink water. We'll tell them also, let's copy the dog and do like the doggy do, or you need to lick your nose. So this is very good activity for the tongue muscles exercise. When, for example, children have big problem pronounce letter L. They don't know how to pronounce letter L. I'm talking about children who have speech problem. For example, my daughter had.
Mhm.
So this is very good exercise for them to copy the, the dog and making this exercise. And
I
for
love
them,
it.
they will make. And if your dog, for example, either make the dog drink water, so they copy how drink, or you just take little bit water, put the water on dog nose, dog will automatically lick the
Yeah.
nose, and you can tell the copy the doggy. People do different tricks without the dog, but this is how you can apply
Yeah.
dog into this kind of activities. And my daughter had problem with pronounce the letter L, and then when I comes to know about this in 2 sessions, my sister was actually here and she teach her to say letter L. So it was
This is
very
so
easy.
cool. And I do have a question too, because this is the kind of question that I am sometimes asked. Like, but why is this work? Why does this work with the dog? And I don't know. For me, my answer usually is I really don't exactly know, but there is something about how much easier it is for a kid to imitate an animal as opposed to an adult. Like if you are a teacher and you show them the trick with the tongue, or I mean, it's just not going to be the same as opposed to trying to imitate an animal. What do you think? Why do these tricks work so much better with dogs, or learning the letter L again with the dog, but not if the teacher showed it? It wouldn't be the same effect. What do you think is the factor here?
Because actually when we tell them something, we have expectation. We want them to
Yeah.
do something, and we have the goal what we want to achieve, and we are pushing them through towards this goal. But the animal have no expectation, they have no goals.
Right.
For them is natural thing. So for them, the animal and the small kids like in the same level. They just play. And the kids
Yep.
learning without knowing actually they are learning. That's why it's very easy to teach many things with the dogs or different animal, because that animal have no expectation, they don't judge, and they are very
Yep.
natural. And this is, and they are
Mm-hmm.
not pushing them. You cannot teach cheat animal. Like for example, if I tell Eva, I hire her and I will tell Eva, today you need to teach this child letter A, otherwise you not get salary. She have pressure and she will be
Right.
very hard. If you not learn, I will tell to your mother, and all these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
everything come very negative. But I
Yeah.
cannot tell this to Snow. I say, Snow, if you not teach the letter A, you're not gonna get food. And she will look at me like, what? She don't know what I'm talking. So
I think this is you just nailed it. I mean, even though the teacher still participates in the activity, but the kids, it's just something with psychological. It's psychological. It's amazing that the kid automatically doesn't get the impression of being pressured from the animals. And the animal itself, I mean, is not probably aware that the animal Snow or Sandy, they're not aware that they are teaching. They're just doing their thing. They interacting, but in that way, they are not perceived by the kids as teachers. And that's
yeah,
powerful. If you
yes,
are, you can teach them so much if you don't constantly use the teacher authority, but you find other ways, and those other ways are animals. And actually, when I was going with my dog to the classroom, I remember when we had a big success with the writing activity for kids. I come from educational background, right? I teach at college and all that stuff, but those kids, they didn't really know much about it at all. For them, I was just like Carmel's mom, someone who brought Carmel to the classroom. So they were learning things from me, but it was nothing like learning from the teacher because
yeah,
it was just different. I was not like this teacher authority. And these little kids, they can sense it right away. Who's teaching me? The teacher or the dog? They just know it without talking about it, right? It's really it's amazing. Well, you'll have to probably write a book about, because you have so many activities and you have the whole team of dogs. And don't worry, I'll tell you how you can do it.
I know you are pushing me for that long
I am
time
not.
already.
Am I pushing you for something? It's happening on the camera now. This is going to be, now you have a lot of pressure. I'll tell you
Yeah,
all. It's easy. Oh
I,
my
I would
God.
like to just come back little bit back, like when we was discussing about our dogs. Like I not mentioned about my dogs, that with me, for example, there is many different people who doing this animal assistant intervention. So, for example, Eva Way went as other people usually have, that you already have the dog and
Mhm.
suddenly you realize that that dog what you already have can be very good as a therapy dog, so then you come and go forward with this activity. But for example, the people, like for example me, I already know I want to do this work before I had a dog. So
Mhm.
this kind of thing is little bit tricky, because
Yes.
then you you need to get the puppy, and that
Yes.
puppy should give you that magic, but you don't know it will come or not. So there is,
Yeah.
oh my poor angel. There is actually then we need to little bit think of really good breeds for this kind of work, and especially to get for really good breeders and do
Right.
research. Like for example, like I got Snow because I already know I want to do this work. I cannot take chance, then I get puppy, I train for 1.5 year, I spend all my energy and money and everything, and then after one and a
Mhm.
half year I realize there will be nothing from this dog, then I need to go again. For how long I can do that? So
You're right, and I think this is actually a big topic recently, like in within the therapy dog communities, organizations. There are even research projects trying to figure out what would be the best chance. Look at that. What would be the best chance to pick a dog? Oh my goodness, so cute. So it's like, how do you pick the dog So you increase your percentage of the probability that that dog indeed can become a therapy dog. And it's never going to be 100%, but how can we increase it? So a lot of research actually, and the person, the executive director of the organization that's Association of Animal Assisted Intervention Professional, to which I belong to, she is actually involved in research like that. Like, how do you find out? How do you pick the puppy? Because I think we need more research in that too. That's very important. And I really love how you mentioned this. And now we have the puppy right there. And it's like, wait a minute, why you too should be in the camera? How about me? They want to be in the camera. I don't really blame them. But we want to hear from you. It's just really so easy to talk to you, and we could talk forever. But we need to hear from you also about how the audience can follow you, see your activities, website, any kind of social media platforms you are on. I will include these links in the show notes, but if you could mention that right now, that would be great.
Yes, so we are on Instagram, woofers_snow and sky, and we are also on Facebook, woofers snow and sky.
Yeah, right?
Unfortunately, we don't have a website yet. Actually, till now, we are managing everything ourselves,
Right.
from creating the activities, from working with the dogs, from going to the sessions, doing the social media, whatever we can. So
Yep.
till now, we actually did everything ourselves. We did not really take any professional help, I think, except for trainers who were guiding
Right.
us
Right.
along the process.
Well, you're doing an amazing job, and a lot of it really can be done by ourselves too. And I totally get it. I do a lot of things by myself. I produce this podcast by myself. I mean, you can be surprised how many things you can do by yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Once you try, it is very demanding for sure, right? Being on social media and all that, but that's how it is. If we want to show this work, we have to be also on social media, and you're doing an awesome job with that. I wanted to thank you for this incredible conversation and all these ideas that you had, and wish you more incredible work. I know next time we probably have to talk about your book, like on the behind the scenes, but it would be incredible because you have all this background, and then you are in India and you're doing the work there, showing that this work can be done anywhere in the world, really. So we need to promote such incredible, innovative ideas. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing pretty much. Thank you so much, both of you, Eva and Sandra.
Thank you, Barb. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for inviting us, having us. I'll
Namaste. You're very welcome. And I just want to remind our wonderful audience to please make sure to follow the show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb, and share the show too, to make sure that these ideas become more and more known, so we can see more interactions like that in schools for children, because they make a huge, huge difference, as you have heard from wonderful Eva and Sandra. Thank you so much. We appreciate our wonderful audience. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
you.
This is Get Inspired.